Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we are back at the chicken coop, and primarily we're going to be in the woodland garden today, getting a whole assortment of plants in the ground. We are quickly approaching the end of February, and I want to get these babies in the ground as soon as possible because this garden is not on irrigation, so I want to get everybody really well established, get their roots growing, happy, and really, like, again, just established before the summer heat hits. So that is what we are going to do today. Jerry is going to be joining me. He's currently taking care of something up at production. But I did go ahead before I started filming. I got 5 peonies in the ground. We got a new shipment of plants, as you know, getting ready for our season opener last week. And part of that shipment was peonies. Now, they are dormant, right? But they do have some little eyes poking up. Let me show you. You can see where the tags are, where the peonies are going to be. I went ahead and stuck the 5 in this flower bed because peonies, of course, need the sun. So they're going to get more sun here than they would in the woodland garden, but they will get a break more so in the afternoon, especially, obviously, once these trees leaf out. So these are nice classic peonies. We have, first here, we have Kansas peony. If you can see where that little shiny marker is. The peony is directly behind it. Kansas is a beautiful, really pretty red. So we've got that. Then we have Sarah Bernhardt. Sarah Bernhardt is, she's the shiny one right there. Gorgeous, really like a soft pink, I believe. I think I'm getting that right, that she's a really soft pink. And of course, peonies we love because they're massive flowers. You know, typically in that spring, early summer, just gorgeous, classic cottage garden flower. Then we have Scarlet O'Hara. I'll let you guess what color she is. Yep, she's a beautiful double red. And then coming down here, we've got 2 more. We have Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple is right where Brenna's walking. Big, massive white flower on it. And then finally here in the back, we have Jacorma. I had never heard of Jacorma, but it is a double pink. And just doing a little bit of research, and Professor Google said that it is not often sold in the United States. So there you go. If you're interested, we have these they're dormant. They were 1 gallon size containers at the garden center, along with some other ones as well. I just chose kind of to stay in the white, pink, red family. So that will be really fun. Of course, peonies, right? We know and love them. Massive flowers, make great cut flowers. They will go completely dormant in the winter. And even for me, being a zone 8, if the heat gets too much for them, then they'll start to go dormant and all of their foliage will die back in late summer. They're not dying, they are just checking out and saying, hey, we're too hot, we are getting out of here. The girls are doing quite nicely. I've got some of them taking some dust baths over here. If you're familiar with chickens, they take dust baths. That's how they get themselves clean. If you're not used to it, you think, oh my gosh, they're dying. What in the world? But you see, yeah, see these 2 back here? It's one of the buffs, and I can't tell who that other one is. But they lay in the soil, and they kick the soil all up in them and get it all in their feathers. It gets rid of any kind of oils and those kinds of things, but they will flap around there as if they were having like some sort of seizure. It can be quite disturbing the first time, but that is what they're doing. My other girls, right, they are eating. They just had, got fed for this morning. And my faithful watcher, of course, Brenna. Now, where we are going to focus today, I have the plants laid out. Of course, that's one of the tips, right? We all learn from each other. Iron sharpens iron. That's what my sweet friend Tina does, and I love that. So she places the plants where she thinks she wants them and then leaves them for a little bit to make sure that the sun conditions are right and everybody's happy. So that is what we have done. Now, there is a lot going on today as far as like plant-wise. There's a ton of plants in here. Not sure how far we're going to get along. I would love to get them all on the ground. Hopefully that will happen. Since I have Jerry here helping me plant and film, that should go really well. I think what we'll do is just run really quickly, maybe just through everything and kind of give you an idea of the lay of the land and let you know what I want to do. Remember last week we installed the wind chimes up here and we just had the softest breeze. and they're chiming. Makes me so very, very happy. All right, now we have a Spanish urn here with a Tough Stuff hydrangea. This we planted 2 years ago, but it was way down on the creek bank. Wasn't doing so good. I don't think it got quite enough sun, and I couldn't keep water on it, so we brought it up here. So it's new, but it's not new. It's a 2-year-old. We just transplanted it. We moved it. Around the base of that, I am going to plant the Everillo Carex. Now these are just quart-sized containers. We got these quarts in the fall, but the Everillo Carex is a great evergreen grass that will get just that beautiful chartreuse color. So that's going around the base of the Spanish urn. They will get nice and big. So eventually they will be touching each other and it'll be just a beautiful ring around the Spanish urn. In the back, we have 2 rhododendrons. These are the English rosum. These are the same ones, not the same ones, but the same cultivar that we planted in the urns at the gate to the entrance. So those are gonna go there. I wanted to have a nice evergreen backdrop because our neighbors are right here, which is totally fine, right? We love our neighbors, but this will give a nice little evergreen hedge back here with that Spanish urn, especially in the wintertime. Now in the summertime, we cannot see their house at all because of the woods flush out. But in the wintertime, it'll be nice to kind of have that evergreen between those 3 trees and really framing that Spanish urn. Then coming over here behind our little seating area, we're going to plant 2 more of the Sarcococas. This is the Sweet and Low. Remember, we planted 1 in a container, so we're going to plant those 2 there, along with 3 of the Brilliance autumn ferns. So we're putting those in a nice group so that they will get nice and big with one another, make a huge clump, and it kind of pairs off of this container right here that has an autumn fern in it already. Then we are going to plant, we have 2 little 1 gallons. This is the Invincible Sublime. I want to say, yes it is. Okay, I had to look at my tag for a minute. The Invincible Sublime, these are new smooth hydrangeas from Proven Winners that they came out last year, and they are going to be a beautiful color specific lime green. So we have 2 1 gallons here, and then we're actually going to plant 2 more further down into the garden. Everybody here is doing quite well. Remember, we did the containers here, and that is that 3rd Sweet and Low Sarcococa. So we're going to have the other 2 in the ground. Now, you may see these 2 Proven Winner pots. There's one here, and then in a straight line back, there is another one. It is dormant. It is an astilbe. So that is the dark side of the moon, astilbe, which is near black foliage. We'll get some nice height to it. On the tag, it says sun to shade, but where I am, it's definitely gonna be more shade. This is gonna be a little experiment because clearly the one in the front is gonna get more sun. The one in the back is going to get more shade. We'll see how they do, right? Gardening is one big experiment, so we're experimenting on that, but get some nice height, dark foliage, and then, you know, of course we have those Macrophylla hydrangeas right here, so that will be really fun to have that nice kind of a different color contrast right there between that. And then, like I said, we were going to do 2 more of the Sublime, Invincible Sublimes. So we have 3 gallons right here. These were at the nursery from last year that I commandeered and are putting in our garden. So really nice upright habit to it, and it'll be really pretty up against the Florida sunshine and just gorgeous lime green flowers. Just love this plant. So we're kind of doing some things a little different in some straight lines, going back at a diagonal, so that'll be fun. And then we'll see how this goes. But remember, you were with Brenna and I when we planted this Moonshadow Camellia, and I wanted to add 2 more. So I have 2 more right here in the middle of the woods. However, I don't know that we're gonna get these planted today because I need to get in here and thin out some, like all this underbrush right here. We need to get all that cleared out. Then there's that little pine tree right here that is severely leaning. So like, because we got to do some tree work. So I don't know, that might be a little bit more ambitious than what I want to do today. So I'm thinking we're just going to kind of keep it easy and get the plants that we can in the ground and not break out the chainsaw today. I don't know that I'm up for that today. So what we're gonna do is Jerry's gonna help me, and we're just gonna get some of these babies in the ground, and yeah, it's gonna be a great, fun experiment getting all these babies in this brand new garden. I cannot wait. All right, so let's get going. All the planting for today is done, my friends, and oh my goodness, it feels great to get this checked off of my to-do list. I think this is, well, I know this garden has massive potential for becoming my favorite garden, just because I am 95% of my gardens are full sun, and to be able to work in like a woodland area that I just get to have pure fun with and put whatever I want in here, oh, it makes me happy, happy, happy. So let's just walk through. I'm going to show you what we did, how we got them in there. Jerry basically took the power planter auger for me. That was the 9-inch heavy duty tip. Y'all, I'm telling you, if you have compacted clay soil, or if you have rocks, or if you have tree roots, you need to have the heavy duty tip. It makes all the difference in the world. We did go ahead and use the 9-inch, even though we did everything from like a little quart all the way up to a 3-gallon. I had my, like the Jenny's Edition, the 5-inch auger available, and Jerry was like, well, I'm gonna do them for you, so I'll just do them big. And I was like, hey, if you're offering to drill some holes for me, I will take it. They come in basically 5, 7, and 9-inch. If you're gonna do the 3 gallons, go for the 9-inch. Heavy duty tip though, cuts through that clay soil, cuts through the rocks, the roots and everything. Yes, if you hit resistance, it will stop. That's why it's so important to have the drill with that E-clutch system in it. It's a DeWalt drill. I'll have everything linked for you on the for the power planter, but that is what makes all the difference in the world. Using the drill with the E-clutch, so when it hits resistance, it stops and it cuts off. So I don't have to worry about breaking my wrist or, you know, snapping some fingers off or whatever. Okay, so be smart about it. but we were able to get them in really quick. He drilled the holes. I came back with biotone, got them in the ground, and then came back and top dressed with the land and sea. It is going to be so fun. Now, I did try to get everybody labeled for, at least like in the group, right, of what they are, because of course when we have our signature experience in June, all of my sweet guests are going to be coming and walking through these gardens. That way they can know exactly what the plants are and not have to worry about identifying the plants. Everything will be labeled. We have a good amount of leaf litter in here. Basically, I just tried to pull it back. We put the plants in, and then if I could pull the leaves back and crunch them up, then I did that. Under here underneath the trees, and there's pines, there's oaks, there's poplars, there's maples, there's everything in here. It tends to be a little bit of a drier area, so I'm using that leaf litter to help me retain some moisture. Again, this is not going to be on irrigation. I do have my hose link really close by, so I can water very, very easily. Y'all, these sweet and low sarcococcas are so cool. They're low growing, they will spread out wide, they will naturalize, and it is not going to be like a crazy, like overtake something, but a beautiful evergreen that's getting ready to flower for your shade garden. Very excited about these guys. And then the Invincible Sublimes back here, there's two of them. It's really hard to see because they're just sticks. In fact, I was telling Jerry, I was like, watch out for the hydrangeas. I think these are gonna be like 4 to 5 feet tall and wide, and just gorgeous lime green flowers. Never thought I'd like lime green to stay lime green on a hydrangea. They're gorgeous. And then the autumn ferns, love these Brilliance autumn ferns, evergreen ferns. Now, this is the roughest that they're gonna look in the season, right? This is where they're gonna look their worst. If you remember, we were in the forest pansy bed, I don't know, a week or two ago when I was doing taking out one of the eucharis, and y'all, I had so many people ask me what the evergreen fern was behind me. Well, it is that Brilliance autumn fern. They will get some good height on them, almost like 2 feet tall. And then I don't trim mine back until the new fronds start to come up. It's very much like a euchera. The new fronds come up, the old fronds lay down, and then I just go around and clean it up. For me, it'll probably be about another month or so before I have to do that. So those are so fun in here. I did not talk about it because it was a last minute addition, but I did go ahead and I had some hellebores that I had pulled on Saturday before we opened, and so I've got 4 of them in here. So we've got the Frost Kiss Moon Dance right here, and then the Ice and Roses Nightingale right there. Of course, the Florida Sunshines, a beautiful evergreen chartreuse color. Then the Spider's Web Fatsia, love that one in there. Those are all were there. And then you're gonna have to take my word for it that we have the Astilbe. So the Astilbe is right here, completely dormant, and then the other one is about right here with the tag on it as well. We have the Ice and Roses Carlotta hellebore, she's here, and then we've got the Pippa's Purple right there. So really nice additions, and then of course the other 2 Invincible Sublimes are right there in a row together. So this area is just going to be so much fun. I do have more plans for this garden because it is a shade woodland garden. So I want to fill it in with loads of hostas of different sizes, different colors, different shapes, different textures, all the things, right? Because there are a gazillion different kinds of hostas that you can use in your shade garden, and I cannot wait to do that. Before I do that though, if you remember, my mama has these huge old azaleas, the traditional old azaleas that bloom once a year in the spring, classic southern shrub, right? So she has a group of, I think it's 3, and they're the pure white. So we're going to dig those up out of her yard and come transplant them into the garden. So I'm gonna wait and put the azaleas in before I come in and put my hostas. Hostas, of course, are completely dormant right now, just like my Astilbe is. It's gonna be one of the last things that I add, just because I want to make sure all of my quote big stuff is in first in the back, and then I'm gonna come in and just have so much fun putting in the hostas, because we have a huge selection of hostas at the nursery. And so for me, hostas are one of those things where you could have 100 different hostas in one garden and it looks amazing. It doesn't look weird. It's not like you have to have symmetry with your hostas, right? It's just gorgeous having all the different colors and shapes. So those will get added probably not before like another month. I probably won't add those for another month. Want to give you though an update on, look at this, y'all. This is just pure happiness and sunshine right here. I'm gonna come this way. I'm gonna tiptoe so you can see them. Look at the jonquils. Are they just not some of the happiest, cheeriest plants you ever did see? I adore jonquils. Now, I posted a picture on Instagram and people were like, I thought those were daffodils. I thought jonquils were different. So jonquils are daffodils, but they are more for the south because they're more heat tolerant. They can handle the humidity. So a jonquil is a daffodil, okay? So it's just like saying that a pansy is a type of viola. It is, but not all violas are pansies, right? It goes back and forth. These are beautiful. Love them. Got them from Color Blends and they smell divine. I just am so stinking happy with these. And we've got some more throughout the other area up here that are blooming as well. But it has been a great day getting these sweet plants in the ground. I am not going to water, one, because remember, of course, we do have that thick red clay soil. The plants were well watered in their tubs. The soil is moderately damp. It's not soaking wet and it's not bone dry, and we're going to get rain in a couple of days, so I am just going to leave them alone. They will be fine. Everybody got biotone, everybody got a top dress and lay it in C. It is a good day, but man, yeah, it is going to be fun to watch this area grow and develop. Jerry and I were talking, I was like, we are going to have to watch the things that are in the woods that are going to be popping up, like grapevine. There was one area, grapevine, man, we were wrestling with that. So there's going to be some grapevine in there, maybe some briars, not too many briars, but just some of the things that are going to be popping up we'll have to keep beat down so that all of the beautiful plants can grow, bloom, and thrive in this area. All right, my friends. Hope you have found this fun, informative, inspirational. I feel great because, man, it feels good to get these babies in the ground. It's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous couple of years, right? And beyond. Beautiful. I love it. All right. See you on the next video. Bye, friends.